Just 3 weeks left to go in the 2022 NFL season. Where does the time go? Well, it is time to make our confidence picks. Let's go. And well, welcome back to New York Sports WickerMedia. I'm Watts UK99. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to watch these videos. I want to quickly take a moment and thank everybody who watched Jeremy and I last night on the Jets Chaos channel. We went from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m., and it took a little while, but I did wind up eating 2 oversized slices of pizza. Basically, I ate what would normally be half a pizza. And I don't advise many people to do that at basically midnight, which is when we did it. Jeremy was an absolute trooper taking down those ghost almonds. If you'd like to watch that video, we'll put a link in the description, and you can check that out on the Jets Chaos channel. Okay, so let's talk about our picks. Now, to take a look at where we are right now, we had a hot streak going for a couple of weeks. The last 2 weeks have not been so good. We have finished above 500, but week 15 was a tough one. We went 9-7, okay? Out of 136 points, we got 87 points. So for the season, we are 145 up and 77 down. Out of 1,660 points, we have amassed 1,170, good enough for 93%. Unfortunately, that resulted in a pretty serious drop of 2.7% amongst all players. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. If you haven't watched these videos before, we're going to pick every game in the NFL, and we don't pick against the spread. We pick winners. Or we attempt to anyway. And then we're going to rate each game from 16 most confident to 1 point the least confident, and we can use every number only one time. And I think the lawnmower just came around my apartment, so if you hear any buzzing, I apologize about that. Okay, so let's get right into it. With my number 16 game, the game I've got the most confidence in, the Buffalo Bills at the Chicago Bears. The Bills are streaking to the number 1 seed. The Bears are looking towards the draft. I think Justin Fields might be able to make a play or two against the Buffalo defense, but it ultimately will not be enough. I expect the Bills to get up early. Maybe the Bears will hang around for a little while, but the Bills will ultimately pull through. I have every confidence that they will win. Number 15, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Arizona Cardinals. My goodness. First, Kyler Murray is out for the season. Now Colt McCoy is out. He's got a concussion. Trace McSorley is now starting quarterback against this Buccaneers defense. Plus, the Bucs still have something to play for. As bad as they've been, they've got something on the line. To me, Arizona's just playing out the stretch. I got to go with Tampa Bay in that game. Number 14, the Seattle Seahawks at the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are kind of a weird team right now. They're winning games for the most part, but they're not clicking. They're allowing teams that they are better than to just kind of hang around. I got to tell you, if this game was in Seattle, I'd consider calling for an upset. But you know what? The Seattle defense just isn't good enough to handle Patrick Mahomes. I think Mahomes shows off in this one. And it's going to be interesting seeing. I think Geno Smith is going to be limited without Tyler Lockett. I really think that's a big loss for this Seattle offense. So give me the Chiefs at home. Number 13, the LA Chargers of San Diego against the Colts of Indianapolis, formerly of Baltimore. How will the Colts respond after blowing a 33-point lead? We all got to wonder about that. Well, against a Charger team that is absolutely on a hot streak, that seems to be on a playoff-bound trajectory with 3 cupcakes left on their schedule, I don't see it working out very well for them. I think the Chargers have no issues in this game. Oh, and did I mention the Colts have no Jonathan Taylor in this game against the one thing that the Chargers don't do well, which is stopping the run. So I don't know what the Colts could possibly do well in this game. I think it's just going to be ugly. All right, Chargers win that one. Number 12, you got the Washington Commemorators against the San Francisco 49ers. It does help a little bit that Washington has a little bit of extra rest, but San Francisco, to me, is still the best defense in football right now, and that's enough. I like the Niners too much. What can I tell you? All right, the number 11 game, the Cincinnati Bengals at the New England Patriots. If it wasn't for the way New England lost that last game, I don't think I would rate this game so high. But if ever there was a hangover loss, this is it. One of the guys on our chat last night called it the Hail Moron play. And I know it's not going to go down as that, but I just thought that was one of the best names I'd ever heard. The Hail Moron play, Jacoby Myers, the law firm. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. I think Burrow's going to throw to a variety of receivers in this game. I don't expect Jamar Chase to dominate the game, but I could see maybe a Hayden Hurst or a Tyler Boyd getting a touchdown, just spreading the ball all over the place against this New England defense. And I think that will give the New York Jets the break that they need. They need a Patriot loss or a Chargers AFC loss, and I think that'll do the trick. So give me Cincinnati in that game. Number 10, the Atlanta Falcons at the Baltimore Ravens. I want the Ravens in this game. You know what? I put too much faith in Atlanta last week. I got burned. I trusted them. I thought Desmond Ridder would have a great first week as an NFL quarterback. He had anything but. I will not do that again. I don't care that Lamar Jackson is not practicing. The Ravens have a much better defense than New Orleans did, and Atlanta still struggled at that point. So give me Baltimore in that one. Number 9, the Green Bay Packers at the Miami Dolphins. You know, I think this is going to be a fun game. I really, really do. I just don't love the Packers on a short week. Playing in Miami, I'm just not seeing it. I think I like Miami's defense more than I like Green Bay's defense at this point. I expect probably 60 points in this game, but to his dynamic ability, I think it's a little bit too much for that Packers defense. And while Aaron Rodgers, to me, is the most talented quarterback of this generation, he could still make a little bit of magic, but just not to the level that he's been able to in the past. So I'm going to take Miami to win this one. Number 8, the Detroit Lions at the Carolina Panthers. I'm going to take Detroit again. Well, the Lions have to have a letdown sometime. I just don't think it's this game. Carolina's defense is not going to stop the Lions' offense. I know they looked a little sluggish against a good Jets defense, but I think this is a good spot for them to put up maybe 30 points. I'm just not feeling it from Carolina right now. Number 7, okay, the Jacksonville Jaguars at the New York Jets from MetLife Stadium on Amazon Prime Thursday night. Trevor Lawrence versus Zach Wilson, number 1 versus number 2. It's going to be wet. It's going to be windy. That favors the accurate quarterback, and right now Zach Wilson is just not an accurate quarterback. And the offensive line for the Jets is what's really upsetting me right now. This offense couldn't open a hole for the running game if there was no defense on the other side of them right now. Okay? To me, for the Jets to win games, the defense needs to have game-changing plays. And I mean sacks, I mean turnovers, 1 turnover in 5 games by this defense. That is not acceptable. And until the Jets play the way that they need to play to make the playoffs, I'm not picking them. I just can't do it. I'm picking Jacksonville to win this game. Much as it hurts, I see a 7 or 8 point Jacksonville win in this game. That's just what I'm looking at. Number 6, the New Orleans Saints at the Cleveland Browns. Even though both teams are technically still in the playoff race, I like the Browns a whole lot more at home in the cold. I think Deshaun Watson is going to get it going this week. I think he's going to run it well. And with Nick Chubb limited, I think Kareem Hunt has a pretty big game. I just think Kareem Hunt's going to run very, very well against New Orleans. Number 5, probably the game of the week, the Philadelphia Eagles at the Dallas Cowboys. I'm taking the Cowboys in this game. It's all about the saga of the Hurts shoulder. Gardner Minshew is expected to play as of this recording. Gardner Minshew is just fascinating. He's sort of like, I don't know, he's like that amazing meal that you had one time. You didn't know if it was going to be good or not, but it absolutely shocked you. And then one day you go back and just to see if it's really that good again, but you're still not sure if you trust it, and then you're not sure if you're going to order it again. You know what I mean? Like the stats that he's put up have been very good. You know, I got to respect Minshew. But against the Dallas defense, I think they're going to bounce back. I just really like the Dallas defense at home. Love that running game. And, yeah, to me, I got to go with the Cowboys right now, especially with Jalen Hurts potentially not playing this game. Okay, number 4. Well, let's spend a moment on this one. The Raiders at the Steelers, one of the greatest rivalries in sports. First of all, I want to say rest in peace, Franco Harris. Very, very sad loss. He's going to get his jersey retired this weekend. He's going to be just the 3rd Steeler in history, with their great history, to have that jersey number retired. So it's truly sad that just days before he left the earth. Really, really unfortunate. So here's what I'm going to say about the game, though. Both these teams, again, there's so many teams in the NFL that are still in a playoff race, and it makes no sense whatsoever that they are. But the Raiders and Steelers are still kicking around. Kenny Pickett appears ready to go for the Steelers at quarterback, and I think that's about the only reason Pittsburgh's favored in this game, factoring in home field as well. But I'm going to side with Derek Carr, Josh Jacobs, and Devontae Adams against a defense that they've been a little better, but they still gave up a ton of yards to J.K. Dobbins last week. Okay, and in their own house, they allowed Tyler Huntley and Anthony Brown to beat them. So I'm going to take Derek Carr and that offense to do their job. So the Raiders' magic continues. Give me the Raiders. Number 3, the Tennessee Titans host the Houston Texans. Man, oh man, Houston just keeps fighting. Man, Lovie Smith is doing a heck of a job with that team. Much respect. They've taken the Cowboys to the limit, and they gave the Chiefs all that they wanted. And I don't see why they wouldn't give a sputtering Tennessee team on a 3-game losing streak as much as they could possibly handle. So what's it going to take for Tennessee to get it right? Well, Derrick Henry needs a big game against the bad run defense, and this might be that team. It just might be. Tennessee has, in my mind, hit a wall, and this is the game to me that will determine if they make it or not. Now, I know technically they may not control their destiny, but if they start to win this game, I think Mike Vrabel is a good enough coach where it will give them enough momentum and enough mojo to roll through the rest of the season and ultimately take the AFC South away from the Jaguars. So I'm going to take Tennessee in this game. Number 2, the New York Giants at the Minnesota Vikings. This is my upset special. I'm picking the Giants. The Vikings have clinched their division. The Giants are coming off a huge emotional win against Washington, and they're trying to lock their spot down. They could potentially clinch a spot this week. The Giants, it could happen. The Vikings D is banged up. I know they win those one-score games. They have 10 one-score wins this year, but the Giants do it too. All 8 of the Giants' victories are by a margin of 8 points or fewer. Give me the Giants in the upset. And finally, number 1, the game I've got the least confidence in and maybe the least interest in, the Denver Broncos at the LA Rams at SoFi Stadium. Once again, the Rams play a fellow team who is one of the biggest disappointments of the NFL season. It was the Packers last week, the Broncos this week. Russell Wilson will suit up. It's a total toss-up. I'm just going to say the Rams with Baker Mayfield find a way at home. So I'm going to take the Rams in that game. All right, those are my picks. Let me know your picks in the comments below. Do you have any upset specials, any picks that you agree with me on or disagree with me on? I'd love to hear your thoughts. I want to get this video out a little bit earlier, especially since the Jets are playing tonight, and give it a chance to get uploaded. So again, thanks so much for watching. I'm going to be in Nashville Friday through Monday, so I will record a video when needed, but it will be on location. So thanks so much for watching. I'll see you back here with more content from you know where, the Wicker Chair.